Welcome to In Your House. We're going to kick things off here tonight with our first of 6 championship matches. This one for the WWE Tag Team Titles. The champions, Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa, defending against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Kevin and Sami, former Tag Team Champions. Let's go back and take a look at how we got here. Back in the fall when The Rock became WWE Champion, introduced his own bloodline to the WWE and pretty much ran things around here like a maniacal psychopath. There weren't too many people on the WWE roster who dared step up and defend the WWE or go against The Rock. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were two of those guys who did. And in the end, it kind of cost them. The Rock, using his influence, got Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa a tag team title match. And in that match, it became a family affair. Everyone in The Rock's bloodline, The Rock, Jacob Fatu, they all got involved in the match and helped Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa become WWE Tag Team Champions. And then after that, anytime Kevin and Sami had an opportunity to try to get their tag team titles back, the Bloodline would do anything and everything to hold on to those belts, whether it was cheating, getting themselves disqualified. Kevin and Sami just could not get a fair shot at those tag team titles. Fast forward to WrestleMania, WWE official Triple H makes the match. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa would be defending their WWE Tag Team titles against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. But it is WrestleMania, and it's the biggest show of the year. You want to go all out, and that's exactly what Triple H did. He added a third team to that match, a mystery team. That mystery team ended up being Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso, both guys returning after months of being on the shelf at the hands of The Rock's bloodline. Kevin Owens tossing Solo Sikoa off that top turnbuckle, but he is back to his feet. But now Sami turning the tide in his direction. So we get to WrestleMania, we have the mystery tag team, and in the end, Jimmy and Solo walk out with the WWE Tag Team titles. That didn't sit well with Kevin and Sami. They felt, again, they were screwed over. And we started to see a change in attitude in Kevin and Sami. And it all came to a head on our season premiere of SmackDown, where Jimmy and Solo defended the tag team titles, not against Kevin and Sami, but against the Creed brothers. And after the match, Kevin and Sami would attack the champs. And then KO would make his case to Triple H and say, look, we deserve a shot at these tag team titles. And he said a lot of things that we've heard from Jon Moxley. And maybe, although we may not agree with the way that Kevin and Sami are going about things, can't say they're entirely wrong. Roman and his side of the family may not be doing things the way that The Rock and his bloodline did things, but they always seem to get sort of the benefits from WWE management. 1D from Kevin and Sami. And so they got their match. While that took place, Solo and Jimmy did get a little revenge. They attacked Sami Zayn in the back. And here we are here at In Your House. Now Jimmy going up top. Uso splash. Don't know why Jimmy didn't go for a cover there. He tries to get Sami back to his feet. That could end up potentially being something that could cost the tag team champs if they are not victorious here tonight. Block on the super kick. And now Sami taking out the legs of Jimmy Uso. Jimmy close to the ropes, but not close enough, able to pull Sami down. Connects with the super kick there. Solo tagging back in. Solo misses the mark. Sami makes the tag. Back in comes Kevin Owens. Belly to belly from Solo Sikoa. Connects with the headbutt. Now Solo dropping the leg. Solo Sikoa going up top. He tried this earlier. Samoan splash. Goes for the cover. And Sami Zayn in to make the save. Now Solo setting up. Oh, almost with the Samoan spike. KO with the stunner. Hooks the leg. And Jimmy makes the save. And in the process, the referee was hit. She is down. Now Kevin getting Solo up. Pop-up powerbomb. Running senton. Owens a little slow to get to his feet. Hooks the leg. And Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, your winners and new WWE Tag Team Champions. What a way to kick off in your house. It's a big night for AJ Styles and his Goon Squad as they all go for gold here tonight at In Your House. And up first, the Monster Abyss. He gets his shot at LA Knight and the WCW Television title. Knight with a long history of issues with AJ Styles and his crew, going all the way back to last summer. The Megastar trying to get a match against Drew McIntyre for the WCW United States Championship inadvertently cost AJ Styles in his match against the Scottish Psychopath. And then the feud really took off from there. Fall Brawl, these two had a match where Gallows and Anderson would come in and help AJ defeat LA Knight, and in the process, putting LA Knight on the shelf for a period of time. Fast forward to Halloween Havoc, LA Knight returned. He was the special guest referee in AJ's match against Cody Rhodes for the WCW World title. And LA Knight didn't exactly call that one down the middle. There was a fast count. And Cody, being the champion that he is, didn't want to win the match like that. He and AJ would have a rematch at Starrcade. A no disqualification match where the Monster Abyss would show up and make his debut here in the open mic universe, delivering a black hole slam and helping AJ become WCW champion for the 5th time. And then since that time, Abyss, Gallows, and Anderson have really been kind of like the safety shield to AJ Styles, helping him retain that big gold belt. One of those victims, LA Knight at Elimination Chamber. Their distraction on the outside would help AJ come away with the victory. Last month at Backlash, Knight teamed with Cody Rhodes and R-Truth to take on Abyss, Gallows, and Anderson. Black hole slam. Abyss hooks the leg. And somehow LA Knight able to kick out. But Knight, Rhodes, and R-Truth were victorious in that 6-man tag. Then I guess Abyss wanted to get a little taste of gold for himself. He chokeslammed LA Knight after Knight's victory against Bronson Reed. And not only did LA Knight want this match with Abyss, he voluntarily put the television title on the line to entice the monster to accept the challenge and to make sure that message got through to Abyss. Earlier this week on Nitro, Knight went looking for Abyss in the back, found him, attacked him, and then threw him off of a second-story structure. So Knight proving that he's willing to go wherever it takes to hold on to that television title, sending Abyss into the corner. Scoops him up, slams him down. Kick to the midsection, BFT. And Abyss kicks out at 2. And now Knight going up top. Drops the knee. Down on Abyss. Another kick to the midsection. A second BFT. Hooks the leg. Will this be it? And it is LA Knight. It was a battle, but he comes away victorious, and he is still your WCW Television Champion. What was supposed to be a one-on-one match for the Intercontinental Championship is now a triple threat match with 2 titles on the line. Pete Dunne originally was supposed to be taking on Bron Breakker, and Breakker would be putting his Intercontinental Championship on the line. Dunne, though, would have a match against Karrion Kross, the WWE United States Champion. Breakker, wanting to scout out his opponent, would come down to ringside and watch the match. During the course of the match, Breakker would literally get pulled into the action, and in the end that would cost Karrion Kross the match. And that didn't sit too well with Kross. He came out and really kind of ran down Bron Breakker, letting Breakker know that he didn't appreciate him sticking his nose in his business. The brash Bron Breakker would come down to the ring and let Kross know, if you've got a problem with me, I'm going to be in your house. Why don't you come and join the party? Let's make this thing a 3-way dance. And why don't you put the United States Championship on the line as well? That's what happened. That's what got us here. And I can't help but think, looking at this match, Bron Breakker has a lot to lose. He's got something on the line, the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Karrion Kross also with something to lose, the WWE United States Championship. But then you look at Pete Dunne, and the Bruiserweight is essentially playing with house money. Yes, you can lose the match, but there's not a championship that you are bringing to the table. Pete Dunne could be the biggest winner of them all if he could find a way to walk out of this match as both the new Intercontinental Champion and United States Champion. And for Pete Dunne, this is definitely the biggest opportunity that he has had here in the open mic universe. Dunne moves out of the way. Now sends Bron Breakker into the corner. Karrion Kross back to his feet. Dunne in a figure 4, but has to let it go as Breakker does not tap. Dunne sent into the corner. And now Karrion Kross in the driver's seat. Or no, he isn't, as Bron Breakker reverses it. Power slam from the badass. And now he shows he means business as the straps come down. Breakker in the corner. Spear to Karrion Kross. And Pete Dunne from behind with the kendo stick. Karrion Kross, a little bit disoriented there, but Dunne not leaving him out of the fun. Goes for the cover. Only gets a 2 as Kross able to get his shoulders up. Now a big punch there from Kross. And and sends Dunne flying across the ring. Kross rolls. Dunne over, goes for the cover, but Breakker able to break it up. Kross into the ropes. Frankensteiner from Bron Breakker. Now Dunne back in there. And Kross, not wasting any time, goes for the cover. Only gets a 1. And now Kross in with a kendo stick. And he cracks it over Bron Breakker and then Pete Dunne as well. Another cover from Karrion Kross. Dunne kicks out at 2. And now Kross going for Bron Breakker, who is also down. Covers Breakker. And again, not able to get the 3 count. Bron Breakker from behind. Sends Kross into the corner. And now Breakker with the kendo stick and sends it flying at the head of Karrion Kross. And now turning his attention to the bruiserweight. And now Breakker back on Kross. Scarlett watching from the outside. Breakker up top. Shoulder tackle, goes for the cover. Tries to use the ropes, but Pete Dunne makes the save. And now Breakker making him pay. Breakker to the floor. Grabs a chair and knocks Karrion Kross to the floor. And now just using those chair shots repeatedly. Hits a gut check. And right there, Pete Dunne cracks the kendo stick over the head of Bron Breakker. And now Pete Dunne in control. Karrion Kross laid out. And now Dunne having some fun with Breakker. Kross getting up and back into the ring. Grabs another kendo stick. Clotheslines Pete Dunne. And with the chair to Pete Dunne. And now can Karrion Kross take advantage here. Picks up the kendo stick but misses and gets hit with a spear by Breakker. Kross now again down on the outside. And Breakker sends him to the aisleway. And now back with all his attention. Nope. Going for the ring steps. But Pete Dunne able to kick Breakker to the midsection. And now Karrion Kross in waiting. Dunne suplexed. And now Kross heading back to the ring. Breakker following suit. Kross with the cover. Again, only a 1 count. Bron Breakker rolls out of the way. Spear. He just speared. Karrion Kross hooks the leg. But here comes Pete Dunne. No! Breaks it up at 2. And a clothesline. Doesn't really connect there. Belly to belly suplex from the badass. Now covers Dunne. And Bron Breakker retains the Intercontinental Championship, and he is your new WWE United States Champion for the 2nd time. And here at In Your House, with everything on the line, Bron Breakker, the big winner, as he will walk out a double champ. Up next, we've got tag team action. This one for the WCW Tag Team Titles. the Motor City Machine Guns defend their WCW Tag Team Championships against Gallows and Anderson. And hopefully for AJ Styles' sake, they fare a little bit better here tonight than Abyss did earlier when he came up short against LA Knight for the WCW television title. Gallows and Anderson earned this opportunity to become #1 contenders when they defeated the Alpha Academy. And then earlier this week on Nitro, they defeated the LWO, Despicable Ray and Dirty Dom. Here tonight, Gallows and Anderson will look to become WCW Tag Team Champions for the 4th time. But the current champs, they'll have something to say about that, as Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin look to hold on to those belts here tonight. And so far, Shelley here starting this one off on the positive side for the Machine Guns. Gallows and Anderson, who returned to the open mic universe back at Starrcade for the celebration, the coronation of AJ Styles, thanks to Abyss becoming WCW World Champion again for the 5th time. Back in the fall, there was a little bit of a contract dispute between Gallows and Anderson and WCW management. They were offered a contract extension. They believed it was a little bit more on the low side and chose not to re-sign, chose to depart the open mic universe. But that exit only lasted about 2 months when they returned right before the end of the year. Crossbody from Chris Sabin into a cover. Only gets a 1. The Machine Guns, though, coming up on their 1 year in the universe. They debuted last July during the Great American Bash Tour. It was actually the stop in Detroit where they made their debut. It was actually a championship match. They took on the champions at the time, the Street Profits. And Sabin and Shelley were able to walk out of Detroit that night, the new WCW Tag Team Champions. They are on their 2nd reign as champions here. Karl Anderson in the driver's seat now. It's been a pretty one-sided match. The Machine Guns have really been in control of this one. Anderson with the cover, but referee calls for a rope break as his leg is underneath the ropes there. Probably should have went over and tagged in Big Luke Gallows, but he didn't. And Anderson staying in there. Now it looks like he is going to make the tag, and he does. Alex Shelley moves out of the way. And now Luke Gallows in some trouble. And it just kind of seems that Gallows and Anderson just don't seem to be locked in here tonight for whatever reason. And now Gallows with a heavy knee to the head of Shelley. It just seems like when either Gallows or Anderson gets a little something going, the Motor City Machine Guns are right there to cut it off. Sliced bread from Alex Shelley into a pin attempt. And Karl Anderson in to make the save. And now Shelley goes to his corner, tags in Chris Sabin. Another quick tag there. Back in comes Alex Shelley. And again, you look at Shelley and Sabin, they're not the two biggest guys on the roster, but the reason they have the success that they have is they work so well as a team. They definitely use that tag team offense to their advantage anytime they can. Now Gallows fighting his way out of the corner. Wise move there as Gallows sends Alex Shelley into his corner. Now with some heavy elbows to the head, makes the tag back in. Comes Karl Anderson, but Shelley able to make the tag as well. And Anderson now looking to swing the momentum back in his team's favor. As Sabin slides out of the ring, now back in. And sent into the referee. Kick to the midsection. There we go again. Right when it looks like Gallows and Anderson might be headed in the right direction, it does not last long. Sabin not even able to get a one there. Gallows wants back in. Sabin turns his back. Anderson makes the tag. And for some reason, Luke Gallows celebrates and eats a super kick from Sabin. Sabin now going up top. Hits Gallows with a crossbody. Hooks the leg. And that's going to do it. Karl Anderson not in time. And the Motor City Machine Guns, they are going to hold on to those WCW Tag Team titles, as it was definitely an off night for Gallows and Anderson, and the champs definitely capitalized on that. The Motor City Machine Guns still your WCW Tag Team Champions. Next, it's the WWE Women's Championship match. Becky Lynch defends against Asuka. Asuka, who won a number one contenders battle royal. And she will look to do something she has not done here in the open mic universe. And that is win a championship. Becky, on the other hand, has been women's champion both in WWE and in WCW. One common thread between both of these ladies. This year's Royal Rumble winner, Becky Lynch. Last year's Royal Rumble winner, Asuka. Becky successful in her trip to WrestleMania. She defeated Nia Jax back at WrestleMania 3. Last year, Asuka challenged Rhea Ripley for the WCW Women's Championship, but she came up short at WrestleMania 2. And right here off the rip, Asuka not wasting any time. And she knows she has been so close on a number of occasions and just has not been able to get the job done. When you're in there with somebody like Becky Lynch, you got to take any leg up you can. As Becky kicks the leg of Asuka, kick to the midsection. Becky with an armbar. And Asuka able to fight her way out. And now Asuka back in the driver's seat. Neck breaker. Now delivering some heavy shots to the man. Asuka up to the second rope. Rolls Becky over. Only gets a one. Suplex into a pin attempt from Asuka, but Becky able to kick out, and Becky out of the way. Becky sends Asuka into the corner. Now out onto the apron. Leg drop, and Asuka down to the floor. And now Lynch headed down there to join her. Rolls Asuka back in, and now Becky rolling Asuka over. Hooks the leg. Only a one. We've had a lot of pin attempts here. And Becky again with an armbar. And again, Asuka able to get out of Becky Lynch's armbar. And now more kicks from Asuka. Asuka hooking the leg. And Becky kicks out at 2. Asuka can't believe it. Moves Becky over away from the ropes. Wise veteran move, but now Becky. Disarm her. Can she get Asuka to tap out here? Referee in position. But no such luck for Becky Lynch as Asuka stays in the fight. Now Becky waiting. Asuka to her feet. And Asuka kick to the midsection. Gets a hold of Becky. Asuka lock applied. Can Becky get out of this? No, tap out as Asuka releases the hold. And now getting Becky to a knee. Kick to the side of the head, and Asuka with another cover. And again, Becky Lynch somehow still in this fight. Asuka going up top. Elbow drop off the top rope. And Becky blocks it. Takes out the leg of Asuka. And another disarmer. We might have 2 matches to go after this one, but I don't see how this is not our match of the night. So many pin attempts, so many submission attempts, back and forth. Manhandle slam from the champ. And that does it. Becky Lynch retains. Both of these women brought it here tonight. What a battle. Either one could have walked out the winner. Becky and Asuka just sent a message to the back, and it's loud and clear. Now follow that, boys. This is our final championship match of the night, and it's for the WCW World Heavyweight title. To say that the universe wasn't shocked to its core just a few weeks back on the season premiere of Thunder, when R-Truth defeated AJ Styles to become the new WCW World Champion, would be a huge understatement. In the Olympics, we had the Miracle on Ice. We've kind of coined this one the Miracle on Canvas. And we've seen the feedback, we've seen the reception. You guys are loving this shocking new world champion here in WCW. But tonight we find out, was it a fluke? Was it something that's maybe a little glitch in the system. We've heard AJ describe it. He feels like he's living in an alternate universe. Or are we on the edge, the beginning? Not of a new era. Other people use that terminology. We're not going to use that. But a new beginning, a new chapter here. Not only in WCW, but in the open mic universe as a whole. Up to this point, R-Truth hasn't had a lot of championship success. He's a one-time, for a very brief time, WCW Tag Team Champion. But we've noticed over the last 6 months or so, there's been a little bit of a shift when it comes to R-Truth. He hasn't just been the comedy character, the guy that's come out and, said and done some funny things. He's been a valuable piece of the WCW foundation. We go back to Survivor Series. When Cody needed somebody to step up and join Team WCW, R-Truth was there. He has had Cody Rhodes back multiple times over these last 6 months. He's had Jey Uso's back multiple times, and he's had LA Knights back. So when Cody proposed that on the season premiere of Thunder, what bigger main event could we bring than the WCW World title on the line, and what better deserving challenger than R-Truth? He has had WCW's back time and time again. And so WCW official Eric Bischoff agreed, and he made the match. And AJ, the 5-time WCW World Champion, so arrogant, so confident that it was just going to be a walk in the park. He didn't even have his goons, Abyss, Gallows, and Anderson, there in his corner to watch his back, like they have been every single time AJ Styles has put the WCW World title on the line. They have been the safety blanket to AJ, getting involved in matches, distracting the opponent in the middle of the match, which opens the door to AJ being able to take advantage of that and always being able to walk out with the big gold belt. Well, on the season premiere of Thunder, that came back and bit AJ Styles. And to be fair, there is a little bit of an assist you got to throw at the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. The match wasn't exactly going Truth's way. Cody Rhodes' music hit, and AJ Styles completely took his eye off of R-Truth and directed all of his attention at the stage and Cody Rhodes as he made his way down to the ring. Now, Cody never got in the ring. Cody never laid a hand on AJ, but it did give Truth an opportunity to take advantage of that distraction. He was able to come away the winner and the new WCW World Champion. Like we said, is it a fluke? So far in this one, AJ has shown why not only he has been the foundation of WCW since day one, but why he has been one of the most successful champions we've had in any division here in the open mic universe. But AJ maybe thought he could have bought a little bit of time going to the outside, but Truth right back on him. And so again, what is this? Where are we at? Are we back to another run, a 6th run for AJ Styles, or is this something new? A brand new beginning here as Truth goes for the cover. But AJ able to kick out at 2. And now Truth going up top. And AJ again to the outside, but Truth connects with a missile drop kick. Let's not forget this is a championship match and there is a champion's advantage. Title cannot change hands via count-out, disqualification. As AJ sent into the ring steps. So this actually benefits Truth with being on the outside. We are at the count of 4. Now AJ takes out the legs of R-Truth. Now AJ, knowing the drill, rolls Truth back in. He knows he can't win on the outside. Now these two going back and forth. Truth sent into the ropes. Drop kick from AJ Styles. Neck breaker. Truth in some trouble here. Goes to the outside to buy himself some time. But AJ back in control. Springboard moonsault. AJ back to the outside. Connects with a 450. Goes for the cover. And Truth able to get his shoulder up. We know what this usually leads to. But Truth fighting out of the Styles Clash. Gets AJ up for an attitude adjustment. No, AJ with some elbows. Both guys fighting out of each other's finishers. And AJ working the arm, but Truth able to reverse it. Now AJ sent into the corner. Lil Jimmy from R-Truth goes for the cover and hooks the leg. But AJ gets the shoulder up at 2. Truth with an attitude adjustment hooks the leg. And that'll do it. It wasn't a fluke. R-Truth successfully defending the WCW World Title here tonight. He does it on his own. He defeats AJ Styles. And he is still your WCW World Heavyweight Champion. It is time for the main event, and this one is an unsanctioned match. Anything goes. Roman Reigns and his opponent, a guy that doesn't even work here, but Triple H gave the green light for this match, made it an unsanctioned match, and made the guy that used to go here by the name of Dean Ambrose sign a contract saying that the open mic universe, and more specifically the WWE, would not be held liable for anything that happened to him in their ring. Now, if you're new here and you may be wondering why an AEW guy who now goes by his real name, Jon Moxley, is back here in the WWE and here at In Your House. There's a lot of history between Dean Ambrose and our WWE World Champion Roman Reigns. And while Moxley has been gone for years, this past year at WrestleMania, Roman Reigns faced the biggest obstacle he has faced in his career. His cousin, The Rock, who at the time was the WWE World Champion, and he was running things around here like a crazed dictator. So going into that match at WrestleMania with everything on the line, who was the ultimate tribal chief? Roman had some backup. He had his cousin Jay. He had Seth Rollins. But there was a surprise twist. The returning Dean Ambrose. And it was actually Ambrose who was the final nail in the coffin to help put The Rock away once and for all. And after Roman regained his spot at the head of the table, the night after WrestleMania on Raw, which should have been the happiest night for Roman Reigns, turned very quickly when it was discovered that Seth Rollins had been attacked in the back, and there was no sign as to who was responsible. Later in the week, Jey Uso on WCW Thunder was also attacked in the back, and no sign of who attacked him. So Roman putting the pieces together, obviously someone was trying to get the attention of the tribal chief. And so he came out on SmackDown and he demanded that whoever was responsible, if they had a problem with him, he was going to come out at the end of the night and get in the ring, and they should meet him face to face. So as SmackDown was getting ready to end, Roman came out, called out the assailant, and crickets. Or so we thought, until SmackDown was going off the air, and then the feed was interrupted by a very cryptic video of a masked man whose voice was altered, and he had a message. And that message was he was in fact trying to send a message to Roman Reigns. But he wasn't alone. And that he and his associates would continue to hunt and make the life of Roman Reigns a living hell, because they felt that the only reason that Roman Reigns was in the spot that he was because they weren't here anymore. And so the cryptic promos, the cryptic videos continued. And they asked for a match at Backlash, a 6-man tag. And so Roman went to Seth. Seth was in. He went to Jey, who was already in a match at Backlash, a rematch for the WCW United States Championship. He was in. He was willing to pull double duty. And so we had our 6-man tag match. It was the main event of Backlash. And in a very shocking fashion, these 3 masked men defeated the team of Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Jey Uso. After the match, they would remove their masks and reveal their true identities. Jon Moxley, Bryan Danielson, and Claudio Castagnoli. 3 guys who spent a lot of time in the WWE, and 3 guys who had a long history with Roman Reigns, especially Jon Moxley with his time with Roman and Seth in the Shield. And their message was clear, that if they had not left, there would be no Roman Empire that Roman Reigns enjoys today. And for all the years that Jon Moxley was a shield to Roman Reigns, his goal now is to burn the entire Roman Empire down and anyone who's associated with it. He wanted this match. Roman wanted this match. And Triple H reluctantly agreed to it, obviously with the condition that it must be an unsanctioned match. Moxley would have to agree to not hold WWE liable for anything that happened in their ring. But there was also another condition. While this contract did allow an AEW contracted wrestler to perform here at In Your House, that meant that Bryan Danielson and Claudio were not included in that, and they were barred from the arena. But again, Moxley not caring. He wanted Roman Reigns here in the ring, and again, the title's not on the line. This is a no disqualification match. The fact that there has not been a chair or a weapon of any kind involved in this match is very surprising. But Moxley doesn't care. He doesn't care that there is an end goal. His goal is to expose Roman Reigns and try to end the Roman Empire. Roman in the corner misses with the spear as Moxley able to get the knee up, and now Mox in the corner. Roman slow to his feet as Reigns eats a knee. And now Moxley turning around. What has he got? He's got some brass knuckles. He just laid out Roman Reigns with a pair of brass knucks, goes for the cover. And Roman able to get his right shoulder up at 2. Wait a minute. Seth Rollins is here. And of course, Mox doesn't have anybody watching his back. Clothesline from Rollins. Reigns, he is down, he is out. And Seth Rollins out here getting a little bit of payback on Mox, but also helping out Roman. And now Roman making his way to the corner. Roman Reigns with a spear. Hooks the leg. And Roman Reigns, with some help from Seth Rollins, defeats Jon Moxley and hopefully puts an end to this once and for all. What did you think of In Your House? Leave your comments down below. Up next is the draft, and it gets started on our next episode of Raw. But for now, good night from In Your House.